I wasn't born in Baton Rouge, but I grew up here, having gotten here by the age of 5. And I'm told that even as a preschooler, I was talking about being in the medical field. And by 4th grade, I think I was thinking about treating diabetes. Then in college, I did some wandering back and forth about what do I want to do, and kept coming back to medicine. And so that's a large part how I ended up where I am, because nothing else seemed to fit. So college was in San Antonio, and then came to Tulane for med school here in New Orleans. And then did my residency in the Air Force to what is now called the San Antonio Consortium, but used to be Wilford Hall. And that's where I did both residency and fellowship. I still had to finish my Air Force time, so I finished that up in San Antonio. Then we were in Wisconsin for a couple of years, kind of to get close to my husband's family. It's very cold there, and the medical climate wasn't the best, and we were not as close to family as we really wanted to be, so we came back to my hometown, Baton Rouge. And interestingly, when we first started talking about coming back to Baton Rouge, I shared our resumes with a parent who had a friend who knew Mr. Sylvie, and they were looking for both pulmonary and endocrine, grabbed our resumes and were calling us within a week of me sending an email. So that sounded kind of like karma. Things moved so quickly. When I was doing internal medicine and going through training, it was the most interesting parts of internal medicine. But even before, I'm going to go back to the anecdote of being in the 4th grade. My best friend had type 1 diabetes. So I remember talking to her about diabetes and insulin even then. So I've always had kind of a draw to work with that and to help folks work through that one. And in college, I thought the hormones were the most interesting part of the physiology pathways. So again, it was just the parts that made the most sense. I think a lot of it is multiple specialties under one roof. So, and free communication up and down the halls. You know, if I have a question for ear, nose, and throat that I don't know how to address, it's acceptable here to pick up the phone and call them and get a quick answer. And, or if I see them at lunch, or if I see them at the weekly meetings. The medical record we have right now allows information to go back and forth, really easy to access, and that's made communication even easier. So I think that's a big strength. And then another one of our strengths is we just are fairly picky about who we recruit, so that we can keep people that are solid and good in their field and know what they're doing.